There's a strange thing that happens when you start paying attention to something. It grows, it expands, it becomes louder, clearer, more present. Whether it's a dream, a fear, a memory, or a person, whatever you consistently focus on begins to feel like it's shaping your whole world. That's the quiet power behind the law of attention. Maybe you've experienced it without even realizing. Think of the moment you start wanting a certain type of car. Suddenly you see it everywhere. On the road, in ads, in parking lots you used to walk past without noticing. It's not that the world changed. You changed. Your attention opened a door you didn't know existed. Or maybe it's something deeper. Maybe you went through a hard time and suddenly your mind began noticing every small negative thing around you. A small comment felt heavier. A tiny mistake felt massive. A simple problem felt threatening. Not because life became worse, but because your attention was stuck in the wrong place. The law of attention teaches something simple but powerful. What you consistently focus on shapes your emotional reality. Your mind doesn't filter much. It amplifies. If you look for fear, you'll find it. If you look for opportunity, it will appear. If you give your attention to people who drain you, you'll feel empty. And if you give it to things that nourish you, your world becomes lighter. Think about relationships. When you focus on someone's flaws, they seem bigger. When you focus on what you appreciate, suddenly the same person feels different, warmer, kinder, more human. The person didn't change. Your attention did. And that tiny shift changes everything. There's a quiet truth here. Your attention is the most valuable currency you have. People try to buy it, platforms compete for it, and life constantly demands it. But very few ever stop to ask, where am I placing it? And is it helping me grow or pulling me down? The law of attention isn't about pretending everything is positive. It's about understanding that your mind magnifies whatever you feed it. If you give your focus to chaos, chaos grows. If you give it to calm, calm takes root. If you give it to goals, they start to feel real. And if you give it to distractions, they consume you without mercy. You've probably noticed this when you decide to improve your life. Suddenly you become more aware. You notice the habits that slow you down. You notice the people who motivate you. You notice the opportunities that were always there but never seen. The world doesn't magically shift. Your attention aligns with what you want, and everything follows. Some people misunderstand this law. They think it's about forcing positivity, but it's really about direction. It's about understanding that your attention acts like a lens, and whatever you aim that lens at becomes sharper, brighter, and more influential. When you consistently aim it at fear, you shrink. When you aim it at resentment, you harden. When you aim it at growth, you evolve. When you aim it at purpose, you begin to rise. People who master their attention don't have perfect lives. They just understand the power of focus. They know how to guide their mind, instead of letting their mind guide them. They choose where they place their energy, their time, and their awareness, because they know everything grows where attention flows. And maybe that's what makes this law so important. Because once you realize your attention is shaping your emotional climate, your relationships, your opportunities, and your identity, you stop treating it like something small. You protect it, you direct it, you value it. So next time you find your mind repeating the same thought, the same fear, the same worry, pause. Ask yourself, is this worth the power of my attention? Because the moment you redirect it, even slightly, your life begins to shift in ways that seem subtle at first and powerful later. The law of attention won't just change how you think, it changes how you see. It opens your mind to the things that matter and dissolves the weight of things that don't. And slowly, quietly, your world begins to reflect what you choose to focus on.